royal wedding. Some would say the most anticipated event of the decade. Prince William is marrying Catherine Middleton on the 29th of April 2011, and although it is a massively anticipated event, is it really that beneficial to us? Bloody royal family are always doing things in style, and the wedding of course is no exception. But during this, the worst economic crisis within the last 50 years, with severe public spending cuts and high unemployment rate, is it really the best time to be spending millions of the taxpayers' money on a royal wedding?
No, I'm not a monarchist. The money could be better spent, certainly. Drugs for the NHS, I'm a nurse, so I don't agree with it really at all.
It's only once in a lifetime, so, I've got no grudges in that respect.
Well, our economy's not doing very well at the moment, so I don't know if we really should be spending all this money on a royal wedding.
Stupid. Very stupid. Not just the economic crisis, but everything else that's going on in the world.
The expense on something as little as that should be going on a bit more troop activity on Afghan. Vehicles, weapons, stuff like that.
I don't mind because I've found out that they're not having high-grade champagne, they're having lower-class champagne.
In years gone by, we've seen many royal weddings, most recently being Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong-Jones in May 1960, and then Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer in July 1981, which then cost 30 million, in comparison to what has been estimated for this year's wedding to cost over 50 million. The wedding day itself has caused many issues for businesses, being that the date is on the 29th of April, the weekend following the long Easter weekend, this giving us consecutive 4-day weekends. So out of this 11 days, Britain will only be open for 3, so will this see the economy and small businesses struggle to cope with this unprecedented amount of bank holidays?
I don't think the fact that businesses are going to be closed over the wedding is going to have that much effect on the economy, because people aren't spending and people aren't getting paid. I think it's going to pretty much even out.
Oh, I think it'll be all right. People's got loads of money now. I'm not kidding you.
Well, it can't be good.
Well, it's not going to be good for the economy, is it?
I think people mostly will enjoy the days off.
I think it'll be good for the economy because you'll spend more on recreational activities.
Because of this mass lack in business, with most companies having to close for days and others having to pay their staff extra, it's going to cost the economy approximately £5 billion. But it's not all bad, because we get those loonies that come over and they like sleep on our streets for a bit. They sleep there for like days just because they want to see them going down the street for a couple of seconds. They will pay so much money just to come over here and see that. So with all them coming over, they go to shops and they buy little mugs and horrendous looking tea towels and stuff like that. And they put about approximately 1 billion back into our economy. So we've lost 4, but we've got 1. That's good, right? 1. With 7.7 million workers taking the week off work for the wedding, will people be sitting in their houses drinking tea and watching the coverage? Or will it be used as an excuse to indulge in alcohol? But with many pubs all over the country showing the wedding and holding such events as indoor street parties, it is clear to see that the pubs will definitely be raking in the money for this event. And especially with some calling it the fabulous fortnight. All weddings are very expensive events, so if I add a few rows in the equation, it's only going to get a bit more mental. 35% of people in Germany and the USA wanted to see a spectacular traditional British royal wedding, whereas 21% of the people in the UK would prefer to see a smaller affair with costs kept to a minimum. With security alone for this day costing approximately £20 million, it's clear to see this event is a pricey one, and I'd say security is definitely one of the priorities, especially with a certain Jenny Jones from the Metropolitan Police Authority. She warned that the wedding would be a fantastic opportunity for a terrorist attack. Fantastic. I'd hardly say that was the word to describe it, Jenny. Fantastic's like when you come home and the Queen's sitting in your chair. She's got a Chinese chicken sandwich under her armpit for you and a couple of cold ones. That's fantastic. Not a terrorist attack, you sack. Did that rhyme? So with all the expense of the royal wedding, what did we get to see from it? Well, Westminster Abbey aisle was lined with an arbour of trees and flowers, costing over 50 grand, which seems a bit steep, but probably made up for with the transportation of some of the extended members of the royal family. When they pulled up to the wedding, it looks like they'd been on a trip to Alton Towers or something. So no matter how much you cut back on a lot of things, it was always going to be a pricey event. So with the wedding costing us quite a substantial amount of money, it begs the question of why we're even paying for our royal family anymore, and if it would even be that different without them.
I don't think Britain would actually be that much different without a royal family, because they don't seem to really affect like people's everyday lives.
Not much. I don't think that it matters.
I don't know, I like it.
We tried it once before, it worked okay.
Extremely different and not the country that I wish to live in.
If I looked at it properly and looked at the expense of it, then maybe I would think differently. But it's like nice to have someone to like represent you that's not so political and like everyone always insults all the politicians and stuff, whereas everyone's quite nice towards the Queen and everyone.
Oh, I wouldn't like it. No, I need the monarchy, no, I don't like it. Don't like the American idea.
We don't really do anything. The nice to have is figureheads and whatnot, just to keep the, tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
According to recent polls, 87.3% of Britons don't actually want the monarchy anymore. So why are they still running our country? And more importantly, why are we still paying them to do something we don't actually want them to? Even though 87% of people don't actually want the monarchy anymore, the family does give a great sense of pride in Britain and being British. There is one thing that Britain does brilliantly, and that's pageantry. The wedding itself will raise spirits for all the working classes in this their most dire financial situation since Thatcher's days. And with over 2 billion people tuning in worldwide to watch the event, it's clear to see that a lot of people still believe the family is a good thing.
Come on, Willie.